children. Today I am going to teach you Unit 4 Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. See children, when we got independence? Yes, 15th August 1947. 15th August 1947 we got our independence. So many fought against Britishers and at last on 15th August 1947 we got our independence. Is it? Yes. After independence we prepared one constitution. Constitution is important to rule our country because rights and duties of citizens, everything has written. This is one of the lengthier constitution in the world, our constitution, Indian constitution. So that when our constitution came into existence, children, 26th January 1950. See, after 3 years of independence, after 3 years, our constitution came into existence. So many leaders, genius leaders framed this constitution. In that, the chairperson of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, children. See here, he was the chairman of drafting committee of constitution, and he is also called as the architect of our constitution. So children, here actually what happened, he wrote 300 here, not only he but he was a chairman of that drafting committee, and so many genius also was there in that committee, and all are prepared 395 articles, and they gave rights and duties towards our country and towards our citizens. Okay, now this lesson, B.R. Ambedkar lesson, written by Sri R. Venkataraman. See children, R. Venkataraman. R means Ramaswamy Venkataraman. Ramaswamy Venkataraman. He wrote about B.R. Ambedkar, Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He wrote about Ambedkar and how he prepared constitution and how much he taken without rest, how he prepared the articles, everything he wrote in this lesson. R. Venkataraman, Ramaswamy Venkataraman, born on 4th December 1910. He born on 4th December 1910 in Rajamadam. He born on 4th December 1910 in Rajamadam. His parents, his father was Ramaswamy Iyer. His father was Ramaswamy Iyer, and his spouse means his missus name Janaki Venkataraman. You know children, one more thing, he was the 8th president of independent India. You know that one? He was also president of India. 8th president. R. Venkataraman was the 8th president of our independent India. See, this is about R. Venkataraman. He was he was an Indian lawyer in that British time only. He was an Indian lawyer, and he also actively participated in independence movement, and he born on 4th December 1910 and he died on 27 January 2009. He born on 27 January 2009. He had a long life, children. See, he wrote my presidential years. He wrote one book, My Presidential Years. He wrote one book also, that is My Presidential Years. See children, this B.R. Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar lesson written by Sri R. Venkataraman. He was our 8th President of Independent India, and that time only he was a Indian lawyer, and he also participated in independence movement. He born on 4th December 1910 and died on 27th January 2009. This is about R. Venkataraman, Sri R. Venkataraman. Okay? Yes. Now B.R. Ambedkar. Now you understood about R. Venkataraman, who wrote this lesson. Now see children, you understand about now B.R. Ambedkar. You know all of you very well about him. Then also I am going to introduce him. That Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. His full name was Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. He also known as Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He was also well known as Baba Saheb Ambedkar. See, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, full name what is children? Full name Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, and he is also well known as Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He born on 14th April 1891. He born on 14th April 1891. Now also we are celebrating on 14th April Ambedkar Jayanti. We are going to celebrate. So he born on 14th April 1891. Okay. Now his education, he got degree in London School of Economics and Political Science. His education, London School of Economics and Political Science. And his wife name was Savita Ambedkar. Savita Ambedkar. His wife name. Okay, what is his wife name, children? Savita Ambedkar. Next, see here, he became the chairman of drafting committee prepared for constitution preparation. They made one committee to prepare the constitution after independence, to know the rights and duties and how to run our administration purpose, everything. They made one constitution. To prepare that constitution, he was the chairman of that drafting committee. He was the chairman of that drafting committee. He is also called as the architect of our constitution. He was the he taken main role, architect of our constitution. When our constitution came into existence, children? Yes, 26 January 1950. Now we are celebrating that one as a Republic Day. Is it? Republic Day. We are celebrating that constitution came on that day only came into existence. So that day we are celebrating as Republic Day. So with so many struggles of so many leaders and the more struggle of the chairman B.R. Ambedkar, Baba Saheb Ambedkar struggled so much and to prepare our constitution with help of all other genius guys. So here he is also called as an architect of our constitution. See children, here it had 395 articles. Our constitution had 395 articles. He died on 6th December 1956. See, after 6 years of constitution came into existence, he died on 6th December 1956. Okay children, this is about B.R. Ambedkar. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, he is also called as Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Okay, now we will go to the lesson Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, written by Sri R. Venkataraman. I already explained, introduced you who is R. Venkataraman and who is Ambedkar. One trait which marked Baba Saheb during his student days and in fact throughout his life was that he was a voracious reader. See here, he different characteristic. He had one of the different characteristic that he wants to read more in his life. When he was in student life only, he was so much eager. He wants to read so many books. It is unsatisfiable person he is. He won't satisfy with reading some books only. He have interest to read more and more books. Voracious means more eager to read. More eager to earn knowledge. He was more eager to read more books and to earn more knowledge. He had an insatiable thirst for books. His reading of books is not satisfiable. That insatiable means not satisfied. He was not at all satisfied by reading few books. He was so much eager. He was eager to read more and more books and to get the knowledge. He bought books of curtailing his daily needs. See how he was purchasing? Curtailing means controlling. Curtailing means controlling his daily needs. Eating, drinking. He was going to control. He was going to control means imposing restriction. Imposing restriction on daily needs. On daily needs. What he did? He made restriction on his daily needs, means eating, drinking. How much he want, that much only he wants to eat, not more, or he don't wants to eat more or varieties. He made control on his all daily needs, and he from that money, by saving that money, he was going to purchase the books for reading. He bought books by curtailing his daily needs. In New York, he is said to have purchased about 2,000 old books. See, when he went to New York, he purchased total 2000 books. See how much hunger he was to read the books, to earn the knowledge. He purchased old books, 2000 old books he purchased in New York. And it is recorded that at that time of the second round table conference in London, he bought so many books that they had to be sent to India in 32 boxes. See, he purchased 2000 books and that books sent to India in 32 boxes, big boxes. He brought the books to India to read. See, it shows his knowledge earning. He was so much, he have interest in earning the knowledge. So he was always reading the books. It is important to record here one major influence on Dr. Ambedkar. While in USA, he was drawn to the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of USA, which gave him freedom to the black Americans. You know, children, in America, that they were making so much difference between black and white people. So what happened there? When it influenced more, which one means that American people, they gave freedom to black Americans also. They were giving so much trouble and harassment on that black people in America. That white people, they are going to give more and more harassment on the black one. But what happened here? After the amendment, USA made one amendment in their constitution and they gave freedom to black Americans. Black Americans. They gave, in USA they gave the freedom for black Americans. That white people, they were going to harass more and more on black Americans. But what happened, children? They changed, they did amendment in their constitution and they gave freedom to black Americans also. That one so much influenced on Ambedkar. He saw at once the parallel of the situation for the depressed classes in India. See, he got that time only, he got one idea that in India also so many depressed classes people are there, poor people are there, backward people are there. That time only one idea came in his mind and he also wants to bring changes in our country also. That America, they gave freedom to black Americans, but immediately it so much influenced on Ambedkar. And what he thought, children? He thought that in India also so many low class people are there, backward people are there, and he wants to bring some changes in the society. On returning home, Baba Saheb came to be greatly influenced by the life and work of Mahatma Phule. See, he was also one of the great worker, Phule. He came under the influence of Phule, Mahatma Phule. We are calling as Mahatma Phule. He was also a great person and he also wants to bring so much changes in our society regarding backward caste people. So he also got so much interest and influenced. He influenced with the amendment in the USA Constitution. And when he came back to India, again he influenced with one more person, that is Mahatma Phule. He was also working for poor and low class people. The votary of the classless society and women's uplift. Phule, he was working for, he was dedicatedly, he is working for the low class and women's. He wants to uplift the women's and he wants to work for a low class people. The need as well as the feasibility of reform impressed itself on Baba Saheb's mind and he decided to devote all his time and talent for the amelioration of the privileged brethren. See here, what he did, children? When he met Mahatma Phule, he also changed. He wants to become changes. He wants to bring changes in our society regarding low class and regarding woman uplifting. He wants to bring the changes. He got so much influence with Mahatma Phule. make something better. Amelioration means bring changes, make something better, make something better. See children, he wants to bring some changes, he wants to make better life for backward and low class people. He thought that in our country also so much backward caste people are there, and he wants to bring changes in their life and also in the life of women. Newspapers started by him such as the Moknayak, Bahishkrit Bharat and Samata were at once recognized as authentic voice of the depressed classes. See, he started newspapers. He started to write on low class and depressed class people problems. He started to write in his newspapers. That one Moknayak and Bahishkrit. That time some people in villages they were going to give bahishkar to other caste people, low class people. So he started newspapers and write the problems of that low and backward class people's problems. He started to write in his newspaper. And likewise, institutions set up by him such as Hitakarini Sabha and the Independent Labour Party of India became vehicles of change. He started, what he did? He started that some institutions. Hitakarini, he started institutions to help the low class people. That is Hitakarini. Hitakarini Sabha. And he also started Independent Labour Party. One party also he started, that is Independent Labour Party. He started Independent Labour Party also he started. He started institution like Hitakarini Sabha. He wants to give some help to the lower and backward class people, and also he started Independent Labour Party. During the same period, Gandhiji was pioneering his epic reform of Indian society, which include the uplift of depressed classes whom Gandhiji has termed as Harijans. He termed pioneer means involving new ideas. Involving new ideas. See here children, that time only Mahatma Gandhiji also started to uplift the low class people, and he called them as Harijans. He gave one name that they are also people of Hari and Harijans. He called that depressed class whom Gandhiji has termed as Harijans. That Gandhiji was also trying that time to give life to the low class and backward people, and that time only Ambedkar also started to work hard towards that low class people. Baba Saheb was elected to the Bombay Legislative Assembly in the elections under the Constitution of India Act 1935. He was also elected. He became the member of Legislative Assembly in Bombay. Under the Constitution Act of 1935, he was elected as the member of Legislative Assembly. Baba Saheb made effective contribution to the debates in assembly on a variety of subjects. His fare for legislative work became evident to the whole nation. He started to argue in the assembly. He raised his voice towards the low class people. he wants to give life, he wants to uplift them. So he started to raise his voice in the legislative assembly and he struggled for them more. Soon the Constitution Assembly in India offered Dr. Ambedkar the opportunity to give the most notable and permanent shape to his social philosophy and to his undying faith in the dignity of human beings. Soon the Constitution Assembly of India afforded Dr. Ambedkar the opportunity to give the most notable and permanent shape to the social philosophy and undying faith in the dignity of human beings. See, when our drafting committee came into existence, no, that time only he got an idea that there should be changes in our constitution, there should be changes in the rights of the lower class, backward class people. So he got one idea that he may do changes in India through the constitution only. Baba Saheb was not in the Congress, but it must be said to the credit of the foresighted and objective leadership of the Indian National Congress that it requested Dr. Ambedkar to serve on drafting committee of the Constitutional Assembly and made him its chairman. See, actually, he was not the member of Congress party. That time, Congress party was powerful, and that Ambedkar was actually not the member of that Congress party. But what happened, children? They invited Ambedkar to become the chairman of that drafting committee. He became the chairman. That Congress people, they called him, that they understood that he wants to do some changes in the constitution and they know about him very well, that he may bring some changes in the country. So what they did, children? They called Ambedkar and they made him a drafting committee chairman of the constitution. That time Baba Saheb Ambedkar became the chairman of a drafting committee. As chairman of the drafting committee, Dr. Ambedkar anticipated every conceivable requirement of a new polity. Conceivable means think. Think. Conceivable means think. Anticipated means expected. Anticipated. He expected some different change thinking of the people, because he became the chairman of the drafting committee. His thought changed and he wants to bring new thing. He expecting new things should come in our society regarding the lower class and backward people. And what he did, children? Drawing from the examples and experience of other nations and the distinctive needs of our own society, he raised brick by brick the magnificent edifice which now stands as a fundamental rights in the Constitution of India. Edifice means system. System. He studied constitution of so many countries. He studied, and what he did, he studied about society problems, whatever problems is there in our society that time, whatever the people are facing the problems. So he studied so many country constitutions and he studied overall problems of our country, and he decided to prepare one good constitution for our country. There were of course other luminaries on the committee like Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, K.M. Munshi and N. Gopalaswamy Iyengar, who also made vital contribution to the process of constitution making. See, I said it, children, already that Ambedkar became the chairman of that constitution drafting committee, but so many people means that Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, he was also a genius person, and K.M. Munshi and N. Gopalaswamy Iyengar, they were also struggled to prepare that constitution. One man cannot do any work. With the support of that guys, that what Ambedkar did, he framed one of the wonderful constitution in the whole world. India constitution is one of the best constitution. It devolved on Dr. Ambedkar to explain with the combination of tact and frankness and utmost patience. Tact means sensitivity in dealing with others. Tact means sensitivity in dealing with others. See, he had a knack, that one also, that so many people are there in that committee, but what he did, he talked sensitively with them, he behaved, he talked with them nicely and politely, sensitively he behaved with them, and he said whatever the thoughts he had and whatever the things has to be exist. He discussed with them politely and sensitively, and finally he made a constitution. It devolved on Dr. Ambedkar to explain with a combination of tact and frankness and utmost patience the meaning and scope of the different provisions of draft constitution. He had the rare gift of unrevealing the most complicated legal concept in language which the layman understood. See how he wrote the constitution? He didn't use so many hi-fi language. He wrote in a simple language that common people also can understand that rules and regulations of the constitution. He was so strong. He sensitively he was talking, and he had so much dare that he is expressing his feelings, what he wants to do. And what he did, children, they wrote the constitution in a very simple language that a common man can also understand that one. Dr. Ambedkar, aided by the indefatigable constitutional advisor B.N. Raju, performed this task matchlessly. Dr. Ambedkar had a clear perception of the mutuality of the three pillars of state: the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. See children, you already learnt in your social study that the three pillars of our nation. What are they, children? Three pillars of our constitution. Three pillars that's of state are legislature, executive and judiciary. Executive and judiciary. Three main pillars of our country are legislature, executive and judiciary. See here, he realized that the jurisdiction of each should be clear and untrammeled. He thought that all three are very important and their jurisdiction should be separate. No conflict should come and no problem should arise in future in these three, because these three are important to run our country. That he thought that there should be no problem should come while running the country between legislature, executive and judiciary, the three pillars of the state, that legislature, executive and judiciary. He thought that no problem should arise in future, also no problem should arise between these three. At the same time, he had a sense of the importance of the role of the citizens. See, he didn't think only about the legislature, executive and judiciary, only administrative department only he didn't think. He thought about our citizens also. Whatever the rights we have to give, whatever the duties of the citizens towards his country, what rights we have to give them and what duties we have to take from them. That he thought about our citizens also, not only administrative structure, he thought about the citizens of our country also. The Constitution is a fundamental document. It is a document which defines the position and power of the three organs of the state: the executive, the judiciary and legislature. Constitution is a fundamental document. It is the main document. Constitution is the main document. Constitution is a fundamental document of our country, and it states the powers and functions of the three important pillars, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. It is telling about how to work, what to work, and what are the rights, what are the duties, everything mentioned in that constitution. It also defines the powers of the executive and the powers of the legislature as against the citizens, as we have done in our chapter dealing with fundamental rights. You learned, children, already in your social study fundamental rights and duties of our citizens. That one also clearly mentioned in that constitution, that whatever the rights we have in our country and whatever the duties we have to do towards our country, everything mentioned in that constitution. In fact, the purpose of the constitution is not merely to create an organ of the state, but to limit their authority. Because of no limitation was imposed upon the authority of the organs, there will be complete tyranny and complete oppression. See here, what happens here? It only not only for citizens, that legislative assembly members and their powers and their duties, and it made some limitations for their powers also, that legislative members, whatever is there, that constitution tells the power limitations for their work also, their rights also. It made a limitation for them also, not only for citizens. It gave rights and duties. It gave rights and duties to the legislative members also, elected legislative members. See, children, up to this much today enough. Okay, page number 70, up to page number 70 is enough. See, children, in next class I will continue this lesson, and you have to read the lesson again and again, and you have to go through the comprehension work is there. Check your understanding, share your responses is there in the boxes, and you have to try to write the answer. Then I will give, but you try now, read the lesson and try to write the answers for these questions. Okay, I hope all of you understood.